Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beautiful Flathead Valley in northwestern Montana. My name is Scott Gladstone. So excited to bring you another game between the Glacier Range Riders and the Great Falls Voyagers. It is going to be a good battle between these two. Last night they dueled it out to a 14-6 victory from the Great Falls Voyagers. It was really a runaway game. They utilized 12 walks, which was a franchise record thrown by the Glacier Range Riders in order to get themselves on base. And once they got on base, the hit parade was aplenty. 14 runs on 15 hits for the hot Great Falls Voyagers offense. Let's go over the lineups real quick before we get over. I'm just going to do it quick because I'm running a little bit behind here. As we get McConnell will lead off for the Glacier Range Riders. Ryan Cash bats second. Sam Linscott third. Brody Wofford fourth. Eddie Mccabe will bat fifth. Livingston Morris sixth. And the bottom three are Cole, Dennison, and Bates. Kevin Kyle gets the start for the Great Falls Voyagers. On the other side, the starting nine is Daniel leading off. Malik will bat second. Riley Jepson will be the number 3 batter in the lineup and play third base. Derek Colbush bats fourth. Monroe bats fifth. A home run for him last night at a big moment. Deeb batting sixth. The Guzman, Olson, and Colin Runge round out the starting 9. Breon Pooler will be the starting pitcher for the Great Falls Voyagers. We're just about ready for the national anthem, so I'm going to turn it over to public address announcer Tony Hernandez for the final couple members of the starting lineup, and then the national anthem. Don't go anywhere. We got Pioneer League Baseball coming right up on YouTube.
Number 6, Stu Peterson, and pitching coach number 34, Mike Spears. Now, if you would all please rise, if you are able, and remove your hats, and join in the singing of our national anthem. Can you see comes early light? At the twilight's last gleaming, broad stripes and bright stars threw up their o'er the ramps we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land?
Back here and almost ready for baseball as Kevin Kyle will take his warm-up pitches. So excited to have you along. My name is Scott Gladstone, the voice of the Glacier Range Riders here in their inaugural season. Warming right now, you see Kevin Kyle out there about to get his first pitches into Austin Bates, who you see in the foreground, along with our home plate umpire, Paul Graham tonight. Over at first base will be Josh Gardner, and the third baseman will be Brandon Snyder. Let's go over the Great Falls Voyagers batting lineup and a little bit more description. I'll tell you where the guys are playing. Breon Daniel plays left field, leading off. Jake Malik plays center field, batting second. Riley Jepson, the third baseman, already told you he's playing third base and batting third. Derek Colba will be the right fielder, and he bats fourth in the lineup. Chris Monroe bats fifth, and he plays first base. Michael Deeb, the designated hitter, bats sixth. The bottom three are Guzman at shortstop, Will Olson, the catcher, and Colin Runge over at second base. And again, we'll talk about Breon Pooler in the bottom of the first inning when he comes out to pitch for the Great Falls Voyagers. The Voyagers come in with a record of 11-8, and their acting head coach tonight is injured catcher Nick Emanuel. He did a great job last night, looked dignified in the role, and obviously helped lead these Range Riders down the hill against Great Falls and picked up the win for the Voyagers 14-8. 14-6, scratch that. It's even worse than I thought, and it was a game that it's hard to classify it beyond the unfortunate storyline of walks and hits. It's just as simple as it be for the trouble for Glacier. Play ball is set, and we are just about ready to get underway. Pitch number one coming into Breon Daniel from Kevin Kyle, who you see there standing on the bump. Talk about him in a moment, but first, let's see a wiggle, a shake, and a set. Pitch number one misses for a ball. The 1-0. That one also misses. Count is 2-0. I'm sticking with this camera angle right now because it's easiest. It's the best angle I've ever had to see balls and strikes. The closest I feel like I've ever been to a Range Riders game. I'm always up in the booth. That one not framed by Sims as the count goes to 3-0. An early tip of the cap to our camera person, Rachel, down there. He's doing a great job. This one's hit up into the air. The 3-0 green light will go foul down the left field line. Count goes to 3-1 now. If you've tuned into Range Riders games before, you've probably seen Kevin Kyle in one way or another. He has been a stalemate in this Range Riders lineup since he joined during the first homestand that the Range Riders had. That one misses off the plate. It'll be ball four and a walk for Breon Daniel to open up this contest. Up comes Jake Malik walking up. The stats this season for Kevin Kyle, this is his 9th appearance, his 6th start, an 0-2 record. Still looking for his first professional win, an 8.64 ERA. He has 26 strikeouts to 19 walks. Now a runner on first in Daniel, who's got a lot of speed. Be sure to be wary of him. As I'm sure Kevin Kyle is aware, a stunted run and then a bluffed throw from the catcher, Austin Bates. We'll go over the defensive alignment in a moment after this batter, if I can remember to do it. Jake Malik up at the plate. Malik this season batting .311 with 5 home runs and 31 RBIs. 0-1 finds the zone, a called strike. (0-2) now, no outs, a runner on first. Pickoff attempt over to first, and it's just in the nick of time. Nearly got Daniel cheating and leaning away from the bases. But he gets back in time. Now he's going to take a couple steps of a lead over there. And the 0-2 misses off the plate. Daniel on the season. A quick runner over there. He has 24 stolen bases on the year. He's going to run. The throw. Got him dead to rights. Drew Sims. What a play there from the Glacier catcher. Right when I compliment Daniel's speed, Austin Bates, proves me wrong. Sorry, Drew Sims was the catcher last night, so caught me on my toes, and I am running the switcher back and forth on the camera angle, so a little distracted in this early going before I get into a rhythm on it. Misses up high. Count will go to 3-2. So now 1 out, base is empty. A full count pitch coming in. It's popped up, and it's a foul ball. This is one of those storylines from last night. The foul balls on 2 strikes. These Voyagers refused to strike out. It's not necessarily something they're known for this season, as this works out. As Malik works a hit out of a full count, going behind 0-2, working his way back, and getting into it to get a base hit up the middle. Defensive alignment for the Glacier Range Riders tonight. It's Austin Bates, who is behind the plate, and he got the runner stealing there. Eddie Mccabe is the third baseman. Mason Dennison will play shortstop. Brian Cash is the second baseman, and Brody Wofford is over at first base. Called strike into Riley Jepson. The count goes to 0-1 with Malik on first. The outfield from left to right is Cole McConnell and Sam Linscott. 75 degrees here and kind of scattered showers, little sprinkles that we had throughout the hours preceding this contest. Another strike. Count goes to 0-2 on Jepson. Swung on 0-2, trying to protect the plate there. Jepson fouls it off, stays alive on 0-2. Runners going. The throw. Got him again! And Bates. Wow. That'll do. Oh. Austin Bates 2 for 2, grabbing guys trying to steal. As I'm sure Kevin Kyle much appreciates what he's doing. This one's hit to short, fielded by Dennison, and it works out as a 1-2-3 inning. Kevin Kyle's going to have a quick conversation with the umpire trying to figure out the zone, but I can tell you he's going to have a even quicker conversation, maybe a more happy conversation with his catcher there, who helped him out with 2 throwouts on the base paths. We head to the bottom of the first. It is 0-0. Starting on the mound tonight for the Great Falls Voyagers is number 30, Breon Pooler, a hard-throwing right-hander. Played his college ball at Alabama State University, is from the state of Alabama. In his rookie season here, he has a 2-2 record, a 5.09 ERA, and 33 strikeouts to 13 walks. This is his 8th start, and first pitch is into Ben McConnell, and a called strike makes it 0-1. A 1 pitch fouled back. Now it's 0-2. McConnell leads off. Ryan Cash bats second, plays second base. Sam Linscott bats third. He's the right fielder. Brody Wofford over at first base. Eddie Mccabe is the third baseman. He bats fifth in the lineup. Livingston Morris is the designated hitter. He'll bat sixth. The bottom three are Cole, Dennison, and Bates. That one didn't look too far off the zone. Pooler doesn't get the benefit of the doubt on 0-2. Count goes to 1-2 as it's a called ball. 1-2, no outs into McConnell. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt of of the catcher Olson, and the count is expired. It's a strikeout for Ben McConnell to start off the bottom half of the first for the Glacier Range Riders. Up comes Ryan Cash. A few words from Ben McConnell as he passed up Cash. They speak the same language. Both great defensive players, both Texas natives. And now Ryan Cash comes in. Switch hitter, bats out of the left-handed batter's box. And first pitch is fouled back off of his red bat. Hope you're enjoying the brand new scoreboard we got put in, the scoreboard bug that is on the screen there. Give you a little bit more information. If you're just watching, maybe you got me on mute. Maybe you're sick and tired of my voice if you're a Range Riders fan. That one misses. Count goes to 1-1. Gives you pitch count, strikes. Also will tell you what the day looks like for a batter as they're coming up. Obviously, Ryan Cash 0-for-0 in his first at-bat. This one's hit up the middle. A slow roller, fielded by the second baseman. The throw, beat out by Cash. An infield single makes some money and get on first, Ryan Cash. We got one on and one out in the bottom of the first. It's a good segue into the defensive alignment as Colin Runge wasn't able to make that play at second. It was a really tough one for him to make. He is at second. Monroe is the man he threw to over at first. Guzman's the shortstop. Riley Jepson plays third base. The man behind the plate is Will Olson. And the outfield from left to right is Braden Daniel, Jake Malik, and Derek Colbush. Up comes Sam Linscott, right fielder for the Glacier Range Riders. Linscott on the season up near the top of the batting average board, .330. Pitch up high, as maybe that was the plan to get the catcher Olson out of his crouch to possibly catch Cash if Cash was trying to run. Count is 1-0. Make it 2-0 as that one misses low. Also, you should know on that scoreboard widget, the pitch count does not go official until the end of the at-bat. If you're wondering why it's not ticking up during the at-bat, once the result of an at-bat is final, then that pitch count ticker on our scoreboard will be put into play. This one is a foul ball or a hit by pitch. It will be a hit by pitch, seemingly. As Linscott felt that one on his hands. And Nick Emanuel is going to come out and have a conversation about it. Like I said, Nick Emanuel acting as the manager for the Great Falls Voyagers, in for the suspended Tommy Thompson. Let's get a look in on Linscott getting his hand checked out by our trainer, Sam Conrath there. This is huge as he's definitely feeling it, but shaking out his hand, looks to be okay. We saw a similar play hit the hand of Robbie Scott a week ago, and Scott stayed in the game to run the bases, but then was pulled, and he's been on the IL ever since. You do not want to mess with hands in this sport where they're so valuable. The Umpires met there, but it goes down and stays as a hit by pitch. It was a 2-0 when that happened, so not the craziest thing in the world. Linscott to get a free pass out of it, just always one that's tough to swallow if you're a Great Falls Voyagers fan, as that one, it was a check swing that hit the hands, and it's, you know, if it wouldn't have been such a good pitch that enticed a check swing, it probably wouldn't have hit the batter. Pitch coming in. Misses the zone. Count goes to 1-0. This one is hit to shallow center field. And it's a fly out, pop out to Guzman, the shortstop, for out number 2. Now it'll be 2 outs, runners on first and second here. Up comes Eddie Mccabe. Big at-bat for Mccabe against his former team, the team he started his professional career with. He sees a strike from his former teammate, Breon Pooler. Happy, I mentioned this last night when Mccabe pinch hit, but happy National Connecticut Day. Happy Connecticut, not National Connecticut Day, just Connecticut Day for Mccabe out of the state of Connecticut. Swing and a miss, count goes to 0-2. Of course, I have some fondness for Connecticut. Lived last summer in Connecticut, working for the Bristol Blues of the NECBL. 0-2, 2 outs, runners on first and second for Eddie Mccabe. Hit down the right field line. It's bending, but it'll be fair. Finally over to get it is Colba. Coming home is Linscott. There will be no throw to the plate. It's an RBI and another one for Eddie Mccabe. Happy Connecticut Day to Mccabe. He makes it 2-0, a 2 RBI double. Protecting the plate in 0-2. He sent an oppo down the right field line, and it worked out perfectly. As Mccabe stings the side that's traded him away for a 2-0 lead here in the early going. Now up comes the big outfielder designated hitter, Livingston Morris. Pooler fires and finds the zone versus Morris. Once again, the umpires today are Paul Graham, Josh Gardner, and Brandon Snyder. Graham is our home plate umpire, who you see there on the right of your screen. 0-1, hefty swing, but fouled back by Livingston Morris. Now it's an 0-2. Same situation for Morris that it was for Mccabe just a moment ago when he doubled down the right field line. Foul ball. Morris stays alive. Range Riders clearly coming in with a game plan themselves to do some damage with 2 strikes. That is what the Great Falls Voyagers did last night. It worked out so well to the tune of 14 runs. Oh, 2 coming into Livy. Swing and a miss. Morris comes up empty, but the hero of the inning was the third baseman, Eddie Mccabe. A 2 RBI double down the right field line. And it is 2-0 Glacier as we head to the second. And I have some unfortunate news to report. There is a defensive substitution, and it's not unfortunate because the guy who's coming in, Brant Broussard, is the new right fielder. But unfortunately, as this one's dribbled, it's going to go foul down the first baseline. The unfortunate news to report is that there is a need to bring in a new right fielder. Sam Linscott got hit in the hand, allowed him to reach first there. And he later scored, but not able to continue in the outfield. A worrisome sight to see for sure for Glacier Range Riders fans. Just mentioned Linscott, a .330 batting average. He has 4 home runs, 42 RBIs, a slugging percentage of .490. He has been a leader both defensively and offensively for these Glacier Range Riders, and to lose him just for the rest of the game is tough. Hopefully that is all it is for Sam Linscott. Those hand injuries in this sport can be finicky. We wish him the best, just as we wish Robbie Scott the best, continuing to recover from his hand injury that happened in the same situation. Swing and a miss. Kevin Kyle gets a 3-pitch strikeout of Derek Colbush. Up comes Chris Monroe, a home run for him last night. Michael Deeb also due up this inning. He sits on deck. Let me set the stage for you in terms of how the Pioneer League standings are looking right now. It's a 3-way tie atop the North Division. Great Falls, Idaho Falls, and Missoula all at 11-8. As the first pitch is in the zone, a called strike. 4 pitches, 4 strikes for Kevin Kyle. Billings is 2 games back of first place, and Glacier is just 4 games back at the first place spot. The 0-1 coming in. Swung on to second base, fielded by Cash. Cash will take a moment and throw to get out Chris Monroe. Now up comes Michael Deeb, designated hitter tonight. In the South Division, Grand Junction leads by 4 games. They are alone at the top. Their magic number is 26 with 29 games to play in their schedule. Ogden already clinched the playoff spot. They're in second with a 10-9 record. Northern Colorado is 8-9 in third place. Rocky Mountain 7-10. They're 6 games back of first. And as that one is the first ball of the inning, Boise rounds out the South Division with a 5-14 record. And the Glacier Range Riders, not like they have anything against Boise, but they don't have a problem with Boise struggling, knowing that they see the South Division Hawks next week, a 6-game series, and maybe a chance for Glacier to get some serious momentum going into the final stretch of the season. This one swung on. Going to be deep in the hole, and Cash can't get to it.
97, number 15, shortstop, Christopher de Guzman.
Base hit for Michael Deeb puts him on first base. Up comes Christopher de Guzman. A great night for him last night. De Guzman on the season, the Puerto Rican infielder, batting .292, hitting 2 home runs and 17 RBIs. Kevin Kyle on the mound, agrees with what Bates calls for him. And the 0-0 finds the zone, smacks into the glove of the catcher Bates. Of course, Kevin Kyle and Austin Bates know each other well. Kyle pitched to Bates all season at Georgia Gwinnett. So, not too far off from what they're both used to. As that one misses outside, count goes to 1-1 with 2 outs here and a runner on first in the top of the second. 2-0 Glacier leads. A ton of success for Kevin Kyle pitching to Austin Bates this season. A 6-0 record and a 1.38 ERA. The 1-1. Swings on the high pitch and fouls it back into the netting. Count goes to 1-2. This season, still looking for his first professional win is Kevin Kyle, the 24-year-old. Kyle originally from California. Played first off at San Joaquin Delta College, then to San Jose State University before going to the NAIA ranks and finishing his career with 2 years at Georgia Gwinnett. Up and away, count goes to 2-2. Chances are I don't think we'll see a ton of testing of the runners, or of the testing from the runners of the arm of Bates after he caught 2 in the first inning of play. He was a key into blanking the Voyagers in the top of the first. This one swung on, hit weakly into left field, and the left fielder Ryan Cole comes in to grab it. Out number 3. One hit from Deeb breaks up a 1-2-3 inning, but it's not too shabby from Kevin Kyle. 2K is through 2 full. Ryan Cole leads off the bottom of the second inning here. He made the catch to end the top half of this inning, and now Cole will get a chance to possibly put his wheels on the base path to get off to a good start here. Breon Pooler, 19 pitches in the first inning, 13 of them for strikes, as you can see on our new scoreboard. Ryan Cole, a big drive to left field. It is high. It is back. Is it fair? It is not. Ryan Cole just came up a few feet to the left of his first professional home run. And as a broadcaster who called his first summer collegiate home run, that would have been great for me to be able to kind of go full circle for him there. And I told you in just his first couple games here, he can pull it hard down that left field line. You won't expect it from a guy like Cole, who's listed on the roster as 6 foot 175, but he packs a lot of punch in the lumber. The 1-1 with no outs, nobody on in the bottom of the second. The pitch to Cole. Misses outside. Called ball. I don't know about that one. It was awfully close to finding the zone, but I feel like I've gotten worse and worse at being able to call balls and strikes. And there again, looked like it could have been called a strike, but just missed outside. 3-1 is the count to Ryan Cole. No outs, base is empty. Swings on it. It's a high drive to left field. This one's going to stay in the yard. Coming in to make the play is the left fielder, Daniel. He'll catch it down that left field line for out number 1. Up comes Mason Dennison, still looking for his first hit as a Glacier Range rider. 0 for 3 last night as a debut player. Brought in clearly first off because of his defensive acumen. But he did swing a pretty good bat in Billings. And right when I say that, he swings hard and misses. Comes up empty. Goes down 0-1 against Breon Pooler. Another swing and a miss as Pooler has blown 2 by him. In Billings, in 40 games played, he batted .242, well above the Mendoza line. The 0-2 misses upstairs. And the count will go to 1-2 for Dennison. This season started 57 games for a very good squad down there in Florida at Kaiser. And batted .320 for the Seahawks. Fooled on that one, a swing and a miss, as he will have to wait till his next time up to possibly get his first hit as a Range Rider. Austin Bates now up, the final Range Rider to step up for the first time. He's already etched his name into this one with the 2 caught stealings that he had in the top of the first inning. Showing off his arm. Now can he show off his bat? Not on that one. It's a called strike. That one's looping down the right field line, but it's going to one hop in play, but in foul territory. And then bounce over the wall and out of play. A ball. 1-2 is the count. 2 outs. And that one misses as well. The count goes to 2-2. 2 outs, bottom of the second. The Range Riders lead 2-0. Foul ball as Bates will stay alive. Trying to work a 1-2-3 inning after allowing a 2 RBI, 2 out double from Eddie Mccabe, Mr. Connecticut on Connecticut Day. I read the full page on Connecticut Day. Still don't fully understand why today, if something significant happened. If the Mccabe family or anybody else listening from out east has some more insight into Connecticut Day, or even if it's a day that is celebrated out in Connecticut, maybe they're just, the only thing they're celebrating is the 2 RBI hit from Eddie, and that'll work just fine. I'm trying to think if Connecticut's known for many foods. I'll tell you what, New Haven, where Yale University is located, known for their pizza. This one's hit into left field. Couldn't get down in no man's land. It will. No, it'll be foul. It'll be foul. It's called foul. It got down there, but just to the left of the artificial chalk. Nearly a Texas Leaguer single. Maybe even a double it would have been for Austin Bates, as nobody had the time to run down that one. And Bates stays alive versus Breon Pooler. He's at 17 pitches in this inning of play, despite almost being able to go 1-2-3. If he gets one more strike, it will be 1-2-3 for Pooler. The 2-2 with 2 outs. Ball. We go full, 3-2. Again, any insight into Connecticut Day, tweet at me, Scott Gladstone with 1 T at the end, at Scott Gladstone, simple as that. Or any family members in general, feel free to always reach out. I'm always down for some tidbits. That one finds the zone. Austin Bates strikes out looking to end the second inning. It is 1-2-3 from Pooler, but the Range Riders force him into 19 pitches just to do that. We head to the third, 2-0. The Range Riders lead. We're here in the top of the third inning of play. 30 pitches thrown from Kevin Kyle. 2K has nobody across against him in the first 2 innings of work, and he leads off this third inning with 8-9-1. Olson, Runge, and Daniel. Olson on the season batting .256. No home runs for him and 12 RBIs. Going to hit it fair down the third base line. Wow. Eddie Mccabe seemed absolutely rattled that was called fair. He immediately looked at the umpire, kind of palms up saying, "What?" But no argument here from Nick Hogan, the manager of the Glacier Range Riders. Call it a double for Will Olson on the slap shot grounder down the left field line. First pitch is a strike into Colin Runge. Count goes to 0-1. Runge's been a part of this Great Falls Voyagers squad since the early going, batting .287. This is his 62nd game played. In the dirt, a good block by Bates. Count goes to 1-1. Swung on, hammered down the left field line, but it goes foul. A beefy crack from Colin Runge. And almost the same situation that you saw with Ryan Cole, an undersized player, but a pack in the punch. The 1-2 with a runner on second, no outs, top of the third, 2-0, the Range Riders lead. Just misses for a possible called strike 3. Count goes to 2-2. Kevin Kyle on the bump. He's thrown 35 pitches. His 36th. Another called ball. Can't place it on the corner of the zone. 3-2 coming in. With the runner on second, no outs. Big pitch. Steps off the mound. Does Kyle. Payoff pitch. And it hits Runge. Well, I guess if you're going to miss, it doesn't matter exactly where. Would have been ball 4 if Runge would have contorted out of the way of it. And instead, he just gets a bruise on first base from it. Seems like he's good from it. Clearly, Kevin Kyle couldn't get the call on those 2 outside pitches. Tried to bring it inside, see if the inside of the zone was going to be working better. And it got away from him. Missed and hit the body of the second baseman for the Voyagers. Now the tying run reaches on base. Squaring to bunt. Pulls back. It's a called ball. First and second, no outs. Top of the third, 1-0 pitch coming in to Braden Daniel, who earned a walk in his first time up. Oh, it's 2-0. A double on the first pitch of the inning. Then Kevin Kyle got ahead 1-2 before throwing 2 straight balls and then a hit by pitch to allow Runge to reach. And Daniel, he's opened up 2 balls down 2-0. The pitch from Kevin Kyle after glancing back at Olson. Swung on, and that one is sent all the way to downtown Kalispell. That one was hammered down the right field line, but it's foul. We've seen a couple foul balls that the Voyagers have connected with, and I'm sure both Kevin Kyle and his catcher Austin Bates are well aware of that. realizing they want to keep these Great Falls batters in check, and a great pitch there. Makes the count 2-2 after the swing and a miss. Kevin Kyle, I mentioned before, 2 seasons at Georgia Gwinnett, never lost a game in that time, a 15-0 record. This is off the plate. We go full. Another ball will load the bases with no outs. Before his 2 losses this season, Kevin Kyle had not lost a game since 2020 when he started 4 games for the Spartans of San Jose State and had an 0-2 record and a 4.82 ERA. Swung on, a high fly ball down the left field line. Mccabe tracking. Mccabe will catch it in foul territory. Great play there and good coverage by Mason Dennison, who realized somebody had to go scamper to third base just in case Olson would try and smartly tag up if third base was left open. But a pop-out foul means out number 1. Nobody does get the chance to move up. Only half as many innings thrown this summer season for Glacier as Kyle threw in the spring season for Georgia Gwinnett, but he's already surpassed and nearly doubled his walk count. That's definitely something that has been a struggle for him in this adjustment. Trying to adjust to these PBL umpires where their strike zone is. Clearly, they wanted him to be a little bit more fine-tuned and slowly tried to rein it in. The 1-0. Misses off the plate. He falls behind 2-0. His walks and hits per innings pitched, also known as his whip, was under 1 this past season for the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies. That is staggering. This one's hit to left field. Cole catches it on the run. The throw to second almost was able to double off Olson as that one came off the bat well enough where Olson felt confident going most of the way to third base and then had to 180 and scamper back to second base as quickly as he could. But the lineout nearly resulted in a double play. Instead, 2 gone in the top of the third, and if Kevin Kyle can get through one of the most dangerous bats in the Voyagers lineup, he can get out of this 2-on, no-outs jam that started this inning for him. First pitch to Jepson, swinging for the fences and coming up empty. Count goes to 0-1 here, top of the third. 2-0, Glacier leads Great Falls. Jepson is 0 for 1, a fly out to short. Time is called. Of course, Kevin Kyle was a part of that 2021 National Championship squad for Georgia Gwinnett. Made it to Lewistown, Idaho, and raised the hardware. 0-1. Swung on to second base. Fielded by Cash. The throw on target and in time. 2 get on with no outs, but Kevin Kyle, 2K, works out of the jam. We head to the bottom of the third. Ben McConnell leads off the bottom of the third inning. It's a 2-0 lead for the Glacier Range Riders. Ben McConnell 0 for 1 today as he struck out swinging his first time up and sees a ball to start off this at-bat. Count goes to 1-0. Breon Pooler about to throw pitch number 40, and it's swung on by McConnell down the left field line. Charging over is the left fielder Daniel, who will catch it right on the line in foul territory for out number 1.
The second baseman, Ryan Cash.
Well struck, but just not far enough away from the speedy left fielder Daniel. Up comes Ryan Cash there, the kid out of Plano, Texas, who was first time up. Found an infield single, and it was crucial because he was the first run that scored. As this one's hit over to second, and it will be a playable ball for Runge. Out number 2 goes 4-3. Like I was saying, he was along for the ride on that big RBI double from Eddie Mccabe. 2 RBI double, I should say, from Eddie Mccabe. He scored easily from second base. Now up comes Brant Broussard, of course, slotting into that right field spot for Sam Linscott, coming on after the hand injury to Linscott. And pitch number 1 is chin music for the right fielder. And talk about what can make you successful. If you're a player from home, trying to think about, what is your key to success, making it possibly becoming a professional baseball player. And I think you can take a lot of tips from Brant Broussard if you follow his journey. But I think one of the big things that he's able to do is that versatility that I've talked about so often with the positions that he can play. Called strike, count goes to 2-1. His bat is, up and down. And I often call him a spark plug because he's able to put some life into a dormant teams at time. This is a pop-up, and it looks like it'll be out number 3 if it's caught in foul territory, and it is a 1-2-3 inning. At the bottom line, Broussard finds his way onto different teams because he is able to play different positions and called upon to play right field, and he's done so serviceably thus far. Comes up empty at the plate. Another 1-2-3 inning worked by Breon Pooler. His Voyagers down 3-0 as we head to the 4th. We're here in the top of the fourth, leading off this inning. It's Derek Colba. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout swinging his first time up. First pitch coming from Kevin Kyle is swung on and popped foul down the left field line. Count goes to 0-1. Great Falls right now out hitting the Glacier Range Riders 3-2, but the Range Riders have been able to find a clutch double from Eddie Mccabe. And speaking of hits, that's going to be a hit into left field. It just skipped right in front of Ryan Cole, so call it a base hit for Derek Colba. He's on first with nobody out. The Glacier Range Riders, I mean, one of the points where you got to look at them in terms of how they've struggled and maybe some of the reasoning for their struggles this year is when you look at their record out hit by the opponent compared to their record when they out hit the opponent. They've been out hit 36 times. As we get a ball, count goes to 1-0. They've been out hit 36 times, and their record when they get out hit is 4 wins and 32 losses. And, you know, you don't expect to win a ton of games when you're out hit. But the problem is when they've out hit the opponent, they've allowed the opponent to win 9 times compared to just 4 when they've been out hit. It's a great snag behind the plate, but the count goes to 2-2. Going through the stats today, that was something that really stuck out to me. You know, I don't know if it's winning more games when you get out hit and finding a way to get runs across, whether it's base on balls, whether it's running the bases better. You know, I have to go really deep into the analytics side or the film study side to be able to say that definitively. But as this one's hit over to third, it's going to be a fair ball and possible extra bases for Monroe. He's going to round and get into second standing up. It's a double from Chris Monroe, and the count will be 0-0 for a man that now has runners at second and third with nobody out. Kevin Kyle into another jam in his fourth inning of work. Got out of it last time as he allowed runners on first and second with no outs, but this one's even more tricky. Number 6 batter Michael Deeb, who's 1 for 1 with a single into right field, steps up to the plate. First pitch from Kyle into Deeb. Misses high, count goes to 1-0. However, when the Glacier Range Riders are tied in hits with the other team, that's only happened 3 times this season. They got a winning record in that scenario. 2-1 all time when they tie the other team in hits. A called strike, count goes to 1-1. No outs. Monroe's on second. Colbush is on third. Not a ton of speed from either of them. They're known more for their pop than their pace. Missing inside, count goes to 2-1. On deck is de Guzman. We'll see him unless we get a triple play. Maybe to note, probably won't happen, but there has never been a triple play in franchise history for the Range Riders here in their inaugural season. 2-1. Swung on, foul ball. Strikeout right here would be huge for Kevin Kyle, as he has Deeb backed into a corner with 2 strikes. 2 balls as well. Two, no outs. Misses up high. We go full. A ball will load the bases with no outs. There's a little snap throw down to third there to check on the runner. Unsuccessful to get Colbush cheating too far off the bag. 3-2, no outs. A ball loads the bases for Christopher de Guzman. Payoff pitch. Swung on, fouled back. We do it again. Big drop off where Kevin Kyle has been his strikeout numbers. His strikeouts per walk is 1.37 compared to 5.42 is what it was at Georgia Gwinnett this season. 3-2. Foul ball. That one slots right into the Glacier dugout, right between the gap and the fence. Hopefully everybody's okay down there. Keeping their head on a swivel. Kevin Kyle on the mound, about to pitch a huge 3-2 for the third time. Sets and fires. Called ball. And he's upset. I think with the call, but it could be with himself as well. Bases will be loaded for Christopher de Guzman. We'll see what the infield decides to do here. Now with a force at home, Nick Hogan's going to come out and talk with his right-handed pitcher, Kevin Kyle. There was a game last week, the last time that Kevin Kyle appeared for the Glacier Range Riders, that both him and Nick Hogan were ejected from the contest. Get a zoom-in look there at pitcher speaking with coach and catcher. Bases loaded, no outs. Christopher de Guzman at the plate, an 0-1 count for de Guzman. First pitch, misses low. Kevin Kyle has fallen behind in too many at-bats here, no doubt about it. His first pitch strike percentage, maybe I'm wrong. First pitch strike percentage from what I have is 60%, and he gets a swing and a miss there. Working right back into it. Kevin Kyle going to want to at least go 5 innings and keep the lead here for Glacier, but it's going to be tough with the tying run on second base and no outs here. The corners are pinched in for a possible throw home to get a force if that becomes an option. Called strike. Count goes to 1-2. Kyle begging for a strikeout here. Let's see what mustard he can put on his pitch to try and get it. Kyle sets to throw the 1-2 with no outs. Ooh, misses off the plate. And like I said, Kyle begging for the punch-out pitch. When the other batter, or when the batter does not swing, then you put your fate into the hands of the home plate umpire. 2-2. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout from Kevin Kyle. And that's going to back everybody up to double play depth, especially looking for that rather than a force at home if that seems to be the best option for him. Will Olson steps up. He had that rip double down the left field line. We've almost gone 2 times through the Great Falls Voyagers lineup in less than 4 innings. And as of right now, they have nothing to show for it. Olson could change that. First pitch misses low. Again, Kevin Kyle falls behind. His only experience against wood bats coming into this season, at least what I have him down for, was in 2017, playing with St. Clair in the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. As we get a called ball, count goes to 2-0. With St. Clair, he had a 5.25 ERA in 12 appearances, 5 saves. He was used mostly as a closer. And a 1-0 record for Kyle. The 2-0 pitch coming in. Nice, buttery little breaking ball that finds the zone. Count goes to 2-1. Bases loaded for Kevin Kyle. They have been since 2 batters ago. The 70th pitch from Kyle. Swung on to right field. Carrying, and it one hops and gets all the way to the wall. One will score. The throw home will be late. A 2 RBI double from Will Olson, his second double of the game, ties this game at 2 apiece. Scoring was Colbush and Monroe on that one. Runners had to hold up for quite a bit. Now the first pitch into Colin Runge is a ball up high. Usually I need to update the scoreboard myself, but it's all automatic today, so looked over to go and do that, but I can chill out a little bit over here. There's a called strike. Count goes to 1-1. Of course, going to have to figure out how to word the tweet that this game is tied, and it could be possibly worse. For the Range Riders, that is. Could be better if you're a Voyagers fan at home. 1-1. Misses low. Count goes to 2-1. Colin Runge's family sitting home in Redmond, Oregon, likely, watching this contest. Western Oregon University graduate is Colin Runge in his rookie season here playing in the great state of Montana. The 2-1. Swung on. Hit down the third base line. It's a fair ball, and the throw home. Got him at the plate. Mccabe. His name is all over this one as he makes the play, the throw home, and a big throw out at home plate to prevent Great Falls from snagging the lead. Still talking with the home plate umpires, number 14, Michael Deeb. I don't know if he's trying to talk about the possible blocking of the plate. I'm going to have to look back myself and see if Deeb was possibly, or if the catcher Bates was in front of the plate before that. And that's my kind of, we don't have the actual instant replay here. So all I can tell you is what I see on the replay of the stream. And if the ball is not there, the catcher is not allowed to get in front of it. And right now we're seeing our replacement stand-in coach, Nick Emanuel, get fairly animated there. Crowd wanted a possible throw out. I do not know who the acting coach is if Emanuel gets thrown out. I assume whoever goes to third base, and we'll see if that happens. I can tell you though, looking at this replay, it really does not look. There was a route to home plate. I think Austin Bates did that as best he could. He was not standing clean in the way of home plate, so I think he did that textbook. And it might not matter as this one's hit out to center field. McConnell coming in and making the grab. McConnell with a huge grab to end the inning. And it makes a huge difference. 1 run at least would have been scoring in that one. Instead, we stay 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Breon Pooler will come out for his fourth inning of work. He struggled in the first, but he's thrown 2 clean, and I mean clean. No hits, no base runners, no nothing. 6 down after 6 up in innings number 2 and 3. Of course, in the first inning, he fell victim to a single, a hit by pitch, and then a 2 RBI double from Eddie Mccabe. He did get Brody Wofford to pop out to shortstop, and now this is his second time seeing Wofford. 45 pitches thrown by McConnell, and that one looked quite a bit outside the zone, low and outside. Called strike. Foul ball makes it 0-2. A lot of times I hold my reservation, but that one looked like it was, by the knees of the catcher. And I'll tell you what, I told you last night, we are patiently waiting on a possible view in from center field so we can see balls and strikes better, and I'm anxiously waiting for pitches like that. As that one looked much closer to the zone than the first pitch, and it's called a ball. 1-2 is the count to Brody Wofford. And that's a nice little breaking ball that finds the zone. It's called strike 3, and Wofford voices his displeasure as he walks away. Up comes Eddie Mccabe, a huge at-bat. Wofford still going, playing with fire maybe a little bit. And I don't know if Dean Miller is available off the bench, so I have no idea who would play first base. If there is an ejection, possibly. As all of our outfielders right now, sometimes you have outfielders that can flex and play in at first. Heck, as that one misses inside, if there was a possible ejection, hopefully there is not, and as of right now there is not, it would probably be a catcher, either Bates or Drew Sims, that would head over to first. And like I said, that's if Dean Miller isn't available. We haven't seen him in the lineup the last couple nights. The 1-1 pitch coming in. Swung on, looped up into the air. The second baseman, Runge, is camping under it, and he grabs it for out number 2.
Number 36, designated hitter, Livingston Morris.
Livingston Morris sets up here. Officially 9 straight retired by Breon Pooler, and he started that run with Livingston Morris. He struck out Morris, and then it was a Cole flyout, Dennison strikeout, Bates strikeout. Last inning, it was a McConnell flyout, Cash ground out, Broussard pop out. And obviously this inning, we've gotten a strikeout and a pop out and a swing and a miss there from Livingston Morris. Pooler, since allowing 2 in the first, he's been cooking on the mound. The 0-1. Misses low and in. Count goes to 1-1. Swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2 now. Right now, the Glacier Range Riders sit 4 games back of first place in the PBL North. And a swing and a miss. Another impressive inning from Breon Pooler. 2 against him in the first, but he has been sizzling since. We head to the 5th. 2-2 is our score. Top of the fifth here, and it is 2-2 between the Great Falls Voyagers and the Glacier Range Riders. Pitch number 1 from Kevin Kyle into Jake Malik, misses high. Count goes to 1-0. Now it's 2-0 for Kyle, who's had some great defense today, and he's had some clutch pitching to make the most of some control issues and just some more hits by this unrelenting Great Falls Voyagers squad. This is a high fly ball into shallow left field. Ryan Cole, always so clean out there in left field, still errorless in his professional career. That makes him 15 for 15 as a professional in defensive opportunities. That's something you'll expect from, you expect and you'll get from Ryan Cole. Putting in consistent work on the defensive side of the base paths. Lots of speed, gets great jumps out there. And that's because he's played with the best of them. Was an everyday starter for Notre Dame this past season, as well as before that, I believe, as well. 56 games played for the Fighting Irish in 2022, and in 2021 he played 47 down in South Bend. It's 3-0 to start off the at-bat for Riley Jepson. Getting the leadoff batter out has been a 3 out of those first 4 innings. He hasn't been able to get the leadoff batter out. This is just the second time when he has been able to do it. Now trying to come back, possibly work 1-2 down in order, maybe even get 3 up, 3 down. It will go to 3-2 as that one hits the zone. Riley Jepson visibly upset with the call by the home plate umpire, Paul Graham. Again, Graham calling balls and strikes. Josh Gardner is over. First, Brandon Snyder, our home plate umpire last night, is the third base umpire. 3-2, pitch from Kevin Kyle. Swung on, back to Kyle. What a play from the Georgia Gwinnett right-hander, who stabs that one out of the air and then makes the easy stroll over to first base and flips to his fellow Georgia Gwinnetter, although they never matched up. Kevin Kyle, I believe, was in JUCO when Brody Wofford was playing down there in Georgia. First pitch misses inside. Count goes 1-0. Here's a closer look at Georgia Gwinnett. At Georgia Gwinnett. And a man from Georgia Gwinnett. One of the pitchers on this Range Riders squad with Rob Hamby, who's coaching first base today for the Range Riders, also from Georgia Gwinnett. This one's hit over to right field. At a one-hop to Brant Broussard, and a breakup of the 1-2-3 inning from Derek Colba, who reaches first with a 2-out single. Monroe will come up now. 1 run scored for Chris Monroe, who was able to come home on that double last inning from Will Olson. Of course, Kevin Kyle's family back home in Elk Grove, California. Maybe tuning in this evening to see the start from Kyle. Misses to start this at-bat. His 9th appearance, 6th start as a professional. Originally was coming out of the pen after right when he showed up at Glacier. Received a slight injury, was put on the injured list. And like I said, kind of rehabbing him back into shape with some relief appearances, and then was kind of tabbed as a quote-unquote opener rather than a full starter to start. But he's had a couple great performances where he's performed serviceably to put in 4 or 5. He might even have 6 innings of work at one point or another for himself. That pitch will miss low and in. Count goes to 2-1 for Monroe. Monroe, I talked about him last night as he made his first appearance against the Glacier Range Riders. Champaign, Illinois native, Central Michigan University graduate. The hefty customer at the plate has a lot of pop in that bat. And he swings and fouls that one back. Count goes to 2-2. The longest outing thus far for Kevin Kyle this season is 6 innings against the Idaho Falls Chuckers. And a pretty solid outing at that in those 6 innings. Just 2 runs against him. And a swing and a miss. He's got him swinging like he's a sword fighter. Comes up empty. We head to the bottom of the 5th. We got tractor races here. I'm going to give you the play-by-play of the tractor races. On the first base line, we got a hot start by the little guy there. It looks like he's coming out in front. A little more casual approach down the third base line. But a little trouble as we're zigzagging home, and it's going to be a win from the first base side down there. Bo is our winner. A nice little contest there of tractor races. Hope you had fun as we get away from the baseball for a little mid-inning break there. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the Glacier Range Riders bats. Ryan Cole leads off the bottom of the 5th inning. Again, hope you enjoyed a little tractor races happening in between the innings. I figured with our 2-camera setup, might as well try it. Maybe we'll go split screen for you tomorrow for some tractor races. Having fun at the ballpark, I'll tell you what. It's been a great season thus far. This is game number 32 all-time at Flathead Field. A called strike makes it 0-2 for Ryan Cole. Ryan Cole has had 4 hits in a Range Riders uniform and 3 runs scored. Swung on and missed. Forced to protect in 0-2, and a great breaker from Breon Pooler, and another batter retired. That's a 11 straight cut down from Breon Pooler. His pitch count will go up to 60 after this next pitch. Count goes to 1-0 as that one misses. A called strike makes the count 1-1 for Mason Dennison, who's looking for his first hit as a Glacier Range Rider here. The 1-1. A ball low and away. It's a pretty good view to see balls and strikes back there. You can get those tickets as I look down to see where Rachel, our camerawoman, is. She's sitting right on the second row. Imagine your view of a Glacier Range Riders game from right there. This one swung down the left field line. A fair ball for Mason Dennison. He'll round and head to second. And an easy stand-up double. The first hit as a Glacier Range Rider for Mason Dennison. Breaks up a string of 11 straight retired by Breon Pooler. All of a sudden, one out, a runner in scoring position for Austin Bates, who's had his name on this one defensively, but would look to put a stain on it on the offensive side as well. One out, runner on second. The pitch, a nice breaking ball that slots into the zone. We see really good breaking balls that have been fooling a lot of the batters from Breon Pooler, and kind of a similar pitch from Kevin Kyle on the other side again. Not being right behind home plate, it's hard for me to identify those pitches any further for you, as this one's a slow roller down the third base line, but it's going to be foul for Austin Bates. One out, so unless we have a double play, we'll see the top of the lineup with Ben McConnell coming up for his third at-bat of the contest. The 0-2 pitch coming in to Austin Bates. Check swing. Appeal over to first, said that he didn't go. The first base ump, Josh Gardner, was waiting all the way over near second base. As you can see him, he's in that black shirt closer to second base than the second baseman Runge is. As we see a little bit of a shift over here with Runge not worrying about protecting the hole to right field. Swung on. Hit over to the third baseman, Jepson. The field and throw is on target and in time for out number 2. Dennison forced to hold up. He's still in scoring position. He's still got plenty of speed. But his fate is in the hands of Ben McConnell now. McConnell 0 for 2. He has not had success against Breon Pooler. A well-hit ball down the left field line, but it was a foul territory catch right on that left field line for Ben McConnell. First pitch misses up high. Count goes to 1-0. In the back of the screen there, you can see that beautiful flathead flat screen that we have. One of the best video boards in all of Montana. This one's a high fly ball hit out to left field, fielded easily by Braden Daniel out there in the gap for out number 3. The first hit as a range rider for Mason Dennison, a double down the left field line, but that's all she wrote in the 5th. We head to the 6th. We're here. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Michael Deeb leads off against the newest pitcher for the Glacier Range Riders, the first bullpen arm into this contest for either side, and it's Dawson Day. I'll talk about him in a moment. But first, let me tell you about the day for Kevin Kyle. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, which may be higher than he wanted it to be, but it was bend, don't break. Only that 2 RBI double against him, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks to go against his 2 earned runs. Not too shabby from Kevin Kyle, but his first win as a professional will have to wait for another day, as it is impossible for him to get credited with this win as the game now turns to the hands of Dawson Day. Day, a Northwestern journeyman. I've already told you plenty about his career if you've followed these broadcasts before. Spent time at 5 different colleges, all levels. Really, I mean, I guess he avoided D2 and D3 in the NCAA, but, I mean, you know, he's been around the block. He has been around the block. Started his career at Seattle and went to Mount Hood, as this one's a roller up the middle. A couple hops for Dennison, who will throw on the run to first base in time for out number 1. Like I said, started at Seattle University, went to JUCO at Mount Hood for a year, then Boise State for only 4 appearances, as that was COVID 2020, Utah Valley State, and then Utah Valley University. I don't think that's state. That's a glitch. Yeah, it's just Utah Valley University. Whatever. Maybe it was state in 2021. And then LC State, the NAIA powerhouse in Lewistown, Idaho, to finish out his collegiate career, where he came 1 game short of a national championship this spring. The 0-1 with 1 out, pitch coming in. Another swing and a miss from Christopher de Guzman. Might have noticed me last inning after that swing and a miss. I said, whipped out back to my handy-dandy baseball thesaurus as we get another swing and a miss. And yet again, it's a very clear point where I can say that ball was, or that de Guzman was swinging that ball like a sword fighter. And that's actually a quote from a scout that said that about the Angels' Brandon Wood in 2010. He said, he's been awful. He has a swing like a sword fighter. That's a tough line to get. That pitch finds the zone as Dawson Day's working well in this half inning, his first half inning of work, and the 0-1 now. Missing low and in to Will Olson, 2 for 2, 2 doubles for the catcher for the Voyagers tonight out of Augustana University. Not to be confused with Augustana College, which is a D3 school. University is a D2 one. It's the only difference. They're both Vikings. This one's a high pop fly. Going to be one for the bookshelf, as that one hops and gets all the way to the concession stands, where it'll be picked up by a fan and handed to a younger fan. I think a kid, actually. I think that was a dad with a glove. Count goes to 1-2 after the foul ball. That's one of my favorite parts about minor league baseball, especially. I mean, obviously you see it in Major League Baseball, but, you know, for a lot of kids like this, and for a kid myself that grew up in Montana, this is your Major League Baseball experience, coming down to the ballpark and seeing Pioneer League Baseball. The 1-2. 2 outs. Dawson Day trying to get through this inning clean, and he does. Blows it by him for strike number 3. Swing and a miss from Will Olson. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Still 2-2 between the Voyagers and the Glacier Range Riders. We head to the bottom of the sixth. It is 2-2. The Great Falls Voyagers and the Glacier Range Riders are currently tied. And it is a back and forth affair here. It could have gone off the rails for Kevin Kyle a couple times. He kept it in check. And now the other way, the Glacier Range Riders mowed down by Pooler quite a bit after Pooler started shaky, allowing a 2-out, 2-run double from Eddie Mccabe. But really, it has been Pooler's game since getting into trouble. And right as I say that, he falls behind 2-0 to Ryan Cash. He's got to see the heart of the Glacier Range Riders line up right here. Cash, Broussard, and Wofford. Again, it's an adjusted heart. Broussard, a good bat, but not quite what Linscott brings on a consistent basis. But maybe the way the Range Riders offense has been struggling, they need a little spark plug. 3-0, take all the way, and it will be taken into the zone for strike one. 3-1 now with no outs against Sam Linscott. Started this inning with 69 pitches thrown. That is his 74th, and it's to center field, but Malik will make the running catch.
Right fielder, Brant Broussard.
So Ryan Cash goes to 1 for 3 on the day. Up comes Brant Broussard. Initially had the day off today, but the injury to Sam Linscott will mean that it will be Broussard's game in right field, and a foul out his first time up. Called strike to start it off. Let me look at the availability right now on the Glacier bench. Count goes to 0-2. As this one's hit to short, fielded by the shortstop, and the throw to first is in time, just barely. To Guzman had the arm to beat out Brant Broussard, and now 2 gone in the bottom of the sixth. Up comes Brody Wofford, who is 0 for 2, struck out looking his last time and was not happy about how that went down. A couple strike calls against him that he verbally disagreed with. And we're going to have a great view as Rachel is set up behind the plate to give us our best possible view that we can get for balls and strikes here. A little umpire catcher in the way, but should be able to see where one misses if it does miss. This is a foul ball, hit back into the netting. Seen a swing on the first 2 pitches, so we won't have to worry about wondering if those first 2 pitches were going to be strikes or not. They found the zone. You're looking down the gauntlet right now as that one is swung on to the outfield. Backing up. Looks like it will run out of room as Malik gets to the warning track, but that's as far as he needs to go before grabbing that ball out of the air for out number 3. Nearly finding the Hulk on that one, but instead we head to the 7th, still 2-2. Back here, we're in the top of the 7th. It is 2-2 between the Great Falls Voyagers and the Glacier Range Riders. Colin Runge, the man that leads off this inning, as we go 9-1-2. Runge, Daniel, and Malik. First pitch from Dawson Day is fouled back into the netting. Count goes to 0-1. Colin Runge is 0 for 1 on the day. Plunked by a pitch, but grounded into a fielder's choice. That was the play where the throw was made home by Eddie Mccabe, and the tag was successfully applied by Austin Bates. 0-1 coming in. That'll miss. Count goes to 1-1. I did the math. Currently, there is 2 players available on the bench that are position players and are eligible for the Glacier Range Riders right now. That pitch can't fall into the zone. Count goes to 2-1. That's Drew Sims, the catcher. And, of course, catchers typically cannot go much further than playing catcher or first base. And as that one misses high, count goes to 3-1. And Dean Miller is the other player available. And he's been out of the starting lineup the past 2 nights, past 2 games. 3-1. Misses high. It'll be ball 4. Dawson Day starts off this inning with a base on balls. Dawson Day pitching to an NAIA rival in the Georgia Gwinnett catcher, Austin Bates. As the LC State pitch, when you get Kevin Kyle and Dawson Day teaming up, these guys this past season were NAIA royalty. We talked about no losses for Kevin Kyle. The same situation for Dawson Day, who had an 11-0 record, a 2.12 ERA, and 107 strikeouts to 37 walks. Here's a taste of what it's like to sit in the crowd at Flathead Field. Of course, hopefully Cliff isn't sitting in front of you with his hat the whole time. Swung on, foul ball. Starts off the at-bat for Braden Daniel, who's 0 for 2. Fly out, a pop foul out, as well as a walk. Much better view here, as Cliff's going to get back to watching the game after playing with the kid there. Day into Malik. The pick down to first. Almost got him, but a little bit late. Pitch was a ball. Count goes to 1-1. The 1-1 here into Daniel. Swung on, and it's beyond Mccabe over at third base. Can't snag that one. So it'll be a laced single from Braden Daniel. 2 on with no outs, and another jam for the Glacier Range Riders to try and work out of. This is the first time Dawson Day has been put in the crosshairs. Jake Malik stepping up. Malik is 1 for 3 tonight. He has a single into center field, but 2 flyouts to left field as well. Bases will be loaded. A hit by pitch on the first pitch, and the Range Riders have trouble on their hands here in the top of the 7th, and up comes the guy who is the most dangerous. And watching BP today and every day for the Great Falls Voyagers, he's one of those guys that if he didn't produce as much during games, you'd call him a 5 o'clock hitter. That's a batter who only looks good during batting practice. Of course, Jepson, he looks good just as much during the game as well as batting practice. First pitch is in the dirt from Dawson Day. Count goes to 1-0. You can also adjust that when you call somebody a 5 o'clock hitter to whenever they usually hit BP. The Range Riders usually hit like 4:15, so you can call him a 4:15 p.m. hitter. 4:30, something like that. 1-0, finds the zone. Called strike. Count goes to 1-1. Big at-bat here for Riley Jepson, the number 3 batter for the Great Falls Voyagers. Bases loaded. No outs, top of the 7th, a tie ball game. Infield pinched in a little bit to make a throw home if they get that opportunity. Another called strike. Count goes to 1-2. Need a strikeout here. That would be huge to just mean that a double play would get the Range Riders out of the inning. The 1-2 coming in to Riley Jepson. Called strike 3. A huge K looking for Riley Jepson as he comes up empty in his trip to the plate with no outs and the bases loaded. If you're a Great Falls Voyager fan sitting at home, you got to be very passionate about the fact that the Voyagers need to come out of this with at least 1 run. And, of course, a sacrifice still in play here with 1 out and the bases loaded. The trouble has not left the base paths yet, but a swing and a miss there puts Dawson Day ahead 0-1. I think that was a check from Colba, who's at the plate, to see if that one would have been called a strike, as it was a breaking ball that fell in the lower part of the zone. 1 run scored by Colba today. He's 2 for 3. Struck out swinging. That's a foul ball. Count goes to 0-2 as Dawson Day has worked himself ahead. Now the middle infield at double play depth. Eddie Mccabe a few steps behind the third base to second base line. And Brody Wofford is playing even with the first base bag. 0-2 with 1 out. With 1 out into Derek Colbush. Runge at third, Daniel at second, Malik at first. A huge 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Dawson Day comes up with 2 big strikeouts with the bases loaded. Now no chance for a sacrifice. It needs to be pay dirt from Chris Monroe. I'll tell you what, this is a huge situation. I don't want to take away from that fact, but you start to see the clouds turning to a sunset here, and there's just no day when it gets old being here. Win, loss, anywhere in between, but I'm sure the home fans would feel a lot better if Dawson Day is able to get out of this jam. The first pitch misses inside. Count goes to 1-0. Dawson Day, he plunked Malik to load the bases after a walk, a single, and then that hit by pitch. Since then, he has thrown a lot of balls in the zone. 2 strikeouts and a 1-0 pitch here with 2 outs. Fires it in and misses. Count goes to 2-0. Jepson stands fairly hefty at the plate, but he's dwarfed by the 6'5", 250-pound Chris Monroe. Dawson Day, left-hander. He's reaching the upper 80s today, as he usually does with his fastball. 2-0. That one reaches the upper part of the zone and beyond it. Count goes to 3-0. A ball will give the lead to the Great Falls Voyagers here if we have a bases-loaded walk. Chris Monroe. Will he get a green light on 3-0? We've seen that a couple times for the Great Falls Voyagers. The pitch, it was take all the way for Monroe, and it finds the zone. Count goes to 3-1. Still a hitter's count for the powerful Monroe. On the season, he has 2 home runs and 19 RBIs. Swings on this one, and it's hit into left field, a base hit. Green light to bring another run home, and the throw will be way over the head of the catcher. The run would have scored anyway, but it will be a 2 RBI single from Chris Monroe and make it 4-2 in favor of Great Falls. Question is, will it be the first error credited against the professional career of of the left fielder Ryan Cole. We'll see if that is. Daniel, like I said, would have scored anyway. Malik likely would have moved up, and we'll see if Monroe would have scored on the pitch. This one is a pop-up, broken bat, caught by Dawson Day, but he's frustrated with himself, allowing those 2 runs. Now the fate is in the hands of his offense. 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. A clutch 2 RBI single from Monroe.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Voyagers. Number 10, Brant.
Up comes Eddie Mccabe, and he'll be the first batter to see the new pitcher, Brad Demko, coming on. Demko wears the number 10 jersey. He is originally from Austin, Texas, the state capital of the Lone Star State, but he played his college ball across the Red River at the University of Oklahoma. First pitch, count goes to 1-0. I'm sure his family, at least his close family, might be fully committed to the Sooners, but I'm sure there's some friends and family in the area where certain Saturday in the fall can get quite awkward, as well as in the spring when the Sooners and the Longhorns meet. Counts 1-1 for Eddie Mccabe at the plate. Swung on. This is a high fly ball down the right field line. It is going to get grabbed by the right fielder Colba, who was rumbling, bumbling, stumbling over the bullpen mounds down there, but is able to navigate it, catch it in foul territory. What a great defensive play from Colba. Comes Livingston Morris. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 2 strikeouts swinging for the big right-hander. He is happy to see the end of the start from Breon Pooler. Pooler allowed 2 against him in the first inning of play, but other than that, only 1 hit in the next 5 innings of work. First pitch to Livingston Morris is a ball. Count goes to 1-0. One misses outside. Count goes to 2-0 now. University of Oklahoma is not the only school that Demko attended. Played 2 seasons there after playing 3 seasons at Sam Houston State, down in his home state. Sam Houston State specifically, located in Huntsville. And that ball is gone. Wow. Livingston Morris sent another ball into orbit. Oh my goodness. This guy is absolutely unreal. Put the hard hat on Livingston Morris. He hit that one hard, and ball's in the bushes. That Range Riders home run's presented by Hidden Homes Montana. Don't forget, Hidden Homes Montana and Keller Williams Realty are making a donation to the Sparrow's Nest of Northwest Montana for every home run hit by your Glacier Range Riders at Flathead Field this homestand. I was looking down to double check where Sam Houston State was, and I didn't even need to look up to recognize how far that ball was going. When Livingston Morris is up to bat, he absolutely slaughters baseballs. That's going to be a fly out to left center field from Ryan Cole, and good for out number 2. I got to make sure to try and get a distance on that from Quentin Longery, who is running the analytics as he's on the injured list. The next score, it's 4-3 now in the bottom of the 7th after the solo jack from Livingston Morris. It's just unreal. It is just unreal what he does with the baseball bat. 2 strikeouts to start, and then, yeah, goodbye. Goodbye, see ya later, see ya never to that one. Woo! Count goes to 1-0. It's still a deficit facing the Glacier Range Riders, but that makes it a little bit easier, just down by 1 run. However, I've mentioned before that Montana Quigley is the closer for this Great Falls Voyagers squad, and he is one of the best in this league. A called strike there that Mason Dennison right away disagreed with, you can tell. Count goes to 1-2 versus Dennison. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And now the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Dennison goes down, but the solo home run by Livingston Morris cuts the deficit in half. It's 4-3 as we head to the 8th. here in the top of the 8th, and I have the analytics for you. You might have been able to tell, based off the crack of the bat and my reaction of just pure befuddleness is the best way to describe it, as we get a pitch low from the new pitcher, Nate Thomas. I'll tell you about him in a moment. That ball came off Livingston Morris's bat at 116 miles per hour as we get a square to bunt. Fielded by Thomas with the bare hand. The throw, safe over at first. Great play by Christopher de Guzman to see maybe Eddie Mccabe backing up a little bit too far there and eke out a bunt single to get the leadoff batter aboard. 116 miles off the bat of Livingston Morris and 440 feet. The second time this season that he's ripped a homer beyond the 440 mark. Just unreal what he can do with a baseball bat. Like I said, he's reached that 440 mark once before, but that, from when I've asked about exit velo, that's the hardest he's hit. I assume he might have hit a few on the ground, maybe a little bit harder than that, but for a home run, that is just ridiculous. Foul ball makes it 1-1 with no outs, a runner on first in the form of de Guzman after that bunt single. New pitcher is Nate Thomas. Thomas, the NIU graduate, spent 5 seasons in DeKalb, Illinois. Also played 4 seasons, 4 summers for Fond du Lac, the Dock Spiders in the Northwoods League. He's a pitcher clearly that loves consistency. Just a fairly short drive between Northern Illinois and Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And up until when he finished his 9th appearance for Fond du Lac in 2021, when he signed with the Schaumburg Boomers last year, those are the only 2 places he played post-college, or post-high school. Swing and a miss as Nate Thomas gets his first batter down by a K. Guzman still on first. Nearly made a great play to get himself a throw out at first over there. And up comes Colin Runge. 0 for 1 is Runge. A walk, a ground into a fielder's choice, and a hit by pitch. He's reached all 3 times. For Nathan Thomas on the season, 2 appearances, 2 innings, and allowed 2 runs. Swing and a miss from Runge. Count goes to 0-1. The final line for Dawson Day, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk. On the other side, the final line for Breon Pooler, which I didn't give you when Demko came in. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. The only runner that reached on a free pass was Linscott, who got hit in the hand on that non-full check swing, or not enough check swing. A 1 coming in. Foul ball. Runner on first. The count is now. I got 0-2. The scoreboard's got 1 and 2. The stats that are running the scoreboard on our stream, as you're seeing, also have 1 and 2. So I'm going to err to say that I'm probably the one in the wrong here. Swung on, a well-struck ball to right field. Broussard backing up, and it will go over the wall. A home run from Colin Runge. Oppo Taco makes it 6-3. And the Livingston Morris 440-foot bomb has been answered by a 2-run jack by Runge in the top of the 8th. Up comes Braden Daniel. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a walk to his name. First home run given up by Nathan Thomas as a professional, actually. An unfortunate first in his pro career. Started this season off with Schaumburg, had 2 appearances. Actually, I was reading the wrong stats when I said that he had 2 appearances, 2 innings, 2 earned runs against him. That was the first runs against him, period. As a Glacier Range Rider, he has 7 appearances, 7 innings pitched, and just 3 hits against him. 8 strikeouts to 3 walks, but right there, his first home run given up as a professional, also his first runs against him as a Range Rider. The 1-1 coming in. Look at 2-1. Leadoff batter Daniel up. As it said, right below there, he is 1 for 3 tonight. 6-3 here, top of the 8th. The Glacier Range Riders have kept this within striking distance. Thanks to that home run. That one misses. Count goes to 3-1 now. Kept it within striking distance in a game that could have got out of hand. Multiple jams gotten out of by clutch pitching and clutch defense, including a throw out at the plate that kept it at 2-2. But it really feels like the Great Falls Voyagers have been the aggressors in this contest. Other than the bottom of the first, where the Glacier Range Riders got off to a great start. And now it's a good time to start looking at the standings and kind of doing some math with the league games that are happening today and see if things are going right for any of the squads. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Nathan Thomas. 2 gone in the top of the 8th. So we got a final score out of Johnston, Colorado? Johnstown? Johnstone? Don't know exactly how that's pronounced. I went to college in Colorado, so maybe I should, but that's north of Denver, and I was in Colorado Springs, which is south of Denver, so long enough separation where I never went to Johnstown. I'm going to obsess over that to an aggressive amount. First pitch coming into Jake Malik, but that final score goes the way of the Grand Junction Rockies. They push their magic number to 24 now. They inch ever closer to winning the second half. They're starting to run away with it. They're playing really good baseball right now, those GJ Rockies. Called strike count goes to 1-1 with 2 outs and the base is empty. And the other battles to take a look at, Billings and Idaho Falls. Idaho Falls leads Billings by 1. That's a game where both of these sides are cheering for the Mustangs. And as that one misses low, makes the count 2-1. Also tell you, Missoula, they're continuing to feel like the team with the best record in the PBL. They're up 11-1 right now on the Boise Hawks, as they meaning Boise. Someone finds the bottom of the zone. Looked like it could have been low, but gets the call from our home plate umpire. Count goes to 2-2, 2 outs. Base is empty here. Top of the 8th at 6-3. Great Falls leads Glacier. Boise gets to warm up against Glacier with a 6-game stretch against the Paddleheads. Swing and a miss. Finishes off the top of the 8th inning. However, the 2-run home run by Colin Runge is the emphasis of the inning for the visiting Voyagers. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-3. Voyagers in front. Brad Demko is the man that steps back out on the mound for the Glacier, or against the Glacier Range Riders here, bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch misses away to Austin Bates. Demko actually was one of the key players in an incident that broke out on, I think, Thursday night between the Great Falls Voyagers and the Missoula Paddleheads, as that one is a called strike. Or I think it actually might have been Wednesday night. On Tuesday night, or the game before the incident occurred, a knockout round was won by Lamar Sparks of the Missoula Paddleheads, as that one finds his own. Count goes to 1-2. And then the next night, a close back-and-forth game between the Voyagers and Paddleheads, two great teams in the PBL. And it was Demko that struck out Lamar Sparks with the bases loaded in a huge situation. And I went back, watched the video, and you can see Demko immediately fired up and shouting something directly at Lamar Sparks. Lamar Sparks obviously took exception to it, not feeling too great about himself after striking out with the bases loaded and not loving the expletives of some sort shouted his direction. And, of course, he wasn't going to take that sitting down, so he turned, and next thing you know, the dugouts were empty. And Demko, Sparks, and a few others were at the heart of it. Foul ball makes it 2-2. And funny enough, that game ended up with a knockout round victory by the Voyagers 2 nights in a row. The Voyagers and the Paddleheads went to the knockout round, and for Great Falls, they're not necessarily racing with Missoula for first place in the North, but those games are crucially critical because they're trying to keep pace with Idaho Falls. That is the bigger point of frustration, as this one has hit a high ball to left field. The shortstop coming over, but it's going to be the left fielder, Daniel. That'll squeeze it for out number 1. Idaho Falls still leading the Billings Mustangs down in the southern part of the Potato State. And Ben McConnell steps up 0 for 3 tonight. Is the Glacier leadoff man. Just 4 hits for the Range Riders today. After that Livingston Morris home run made it 4. Out hit 11-4 by the Great Falls Voyagers. Still within 3. Like I said, a game which Great Falls has controlled, but who knows, a few timely hits, and it could be a whole new ball game. A speedy trio is up to the plate on deck and in the hole in the form of McConnell, Cash, and Broussard. All the speed in the world won't allow Ben McConnell to beat this one out as he hit it right back to the pitcher quick enough where Demko could walk it to first by himself, but he ends up making the flip for out number 2. Ryan Cash in. Cash is 1 for 3 tonight with a infield single, and he later scored on the double by Eddie Mccabe. Game that started off so promising. 2-0 lead right away. And that lead stayed in the pocket of the Range Riders until the top of the 4th inning when Great Falls was able to answer with a 2 RBI double. Made it 2-2 until they broke through for a pair of runs both in the top of the 7th and the top of the 8th to make it 6-3. The 1-0 pitch. Foul ball. Count goes to 1-1. The magic number right now for all 3 of the first place teams, Idaho Falls, Missoula, and Great Falls, is 29. Actually, their magic number is 30. Their games remaining are 29. When you're in a tie for first, the magic number is the games remaining plus 1. Because it's technically impossible to reach sole possession of first place in theory. Of course, a lot of these teams are playing each other in this North Division, so Doesn't work exactly like that. That one looked like it could have been inside as Cash scooted out of the way of it, but it's called a strike. Count goes to 2-2. These two teams face off tomorrow night at 7:05, as well as Thursday. Tomorrow is Thursday. As well as Friday and Saturday, also at 7:05. Sunday afternoon, they take each other on at 1:05. Check swing, held back. No chance he went. Still an appeal over to first base, just to check. First base umpire Josh Gardner agrees with what I said. No chance that he swung. Count goes full. It's 3-2 for Ryan Cash. Demko about to throw pitch number 26. Payoff pitch. Ooh, I thought for a second that the home plate umpire, Paul Graham, he dropped that back right foot back like he was going to do his punch-out sign, but he held off doing it. It's called ball 4, and Cash reaches on a walk. Now what can the spark plug do here? Can he keep this inning going and hand it off to the red-hot bat of Brody Wofford? Wofford has struggled today and as well as on yesterday's game, As the 0-0 will come in. Misses high. Count goes to 1-0. 2 outs. Cash on first. And a foul ball back and into the netting. Count goes to 1-1. Brant Broussard, the Louisiana native. And if you go and check out the Range Riders social media, any social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you'll see a guy well known in the state of Louisiana who we were very thankful to have take a picture with Cliff, our mascot. That man, Drew Brees, of course. You probably have already seen it if you're following the Range Riders. Maybe if you're a Voyagers fan, you're not as keyed in, but you can see two goats, as some would say. Drew Brees certainly in the argument. I'm not going to be the one to decide exactly what you want to call him, but he is a phenomenal quarterback, one of the best to ever do it, and I say that as a Seahawks fan who he broke the heart of as well as fallen on the losing side against. Of course, Drew Brees was starting quarterback in the infamous Beastquake game where the Seahawks upset the New Orleans Saints in the first round of the playoffs, I believe, in 2011. Sorry to dig into those memories for Broussard's family back at home who are probably Saints fans. That one misses up and away. Count goes full. 3-2, 2 outs. Cash on first. He'll get a running start. Demko steps off. If we get ball 4, it puts the tying run at the plate for the Glacier Range Riders. A huge 3-2 pitch coming in to Brant Broussard. Swung on, foul ball. Let's do it again. Brant Broussard, a leader on this team. See him and I believe Ryan Cash constantly teaming up to throw batting practice for each other in the cages before games. They've made a habit of it. Another payoff pitch. Cash runs on the throw. It's popped up into the air. Running over is Monroe. Will he get to it? He will not. Just over the fencing down the right field line. Broussard will push this one pitch longer. We are in the bottom of the 8th. It is 6-3 Great Falls. There's a runner on first for the Glacier Range Riders. Brant Broussard is at the plate, taking on Brad Demko. And we're about to get a 3-2, 2-out pitch here in the bottom of the 8th. a huge pitch in this contest. Demko sets, fires. This one, a carbon copy of the last one, but it will stay in the yard. Caught by the first baseman, Monroe, and it'll be out number 3 on the pop out to the first baseman. Range Riders are going to need the bottom of the ninth. Voyagers look for some insurance when we come back. Top of the ninth, and Riley Jepson leads off for the Great Falls Voyagers. It is 3-4-5. Jepson, Kolbush, and Monroe. Within striking distance right now, I assume Montana Quigley will be warming up as, oh my goodness, Jepson just swung literally out of his shoes. He's coming up limping a little bit. And immediately the trainer for the Great Falls Voyagers is out to check on him. Don't know exactly what happened there as he just cranked himself, and I think he left his lower body behind. Seems to be okay. After just kind of absorbing the shock of doing that. It's a foul ball. Count goes to 0-1. That one nearly got over the wire that holds the netting. And if it would have got over there, it might have got me. Austin Steinford is the new pitcher for the Glacier Range Riders. Steinford comes on. He makes his 30th appearance as a Glacier Range Rider. 3-1 record for him. 5.76 ERA. And that one said to have missed, and the Boo Birds come out a little bit from the Glacier faithful. Three saves for Steinfort. As that one misses high, count goes to 2-2. 26 strikeouts, 18 walks for Steinfort this season. Just realized that I put his wrong eligibility years on our roster. I put him down as this being his, or that he's already spent 1 year pro. This is actually his third professional season. as he split time between York and Birmingham Bloomfield in 2019 and in 2021. Played 11 games, had 11 starts for York. This one's hit down the left field line. Gonna hop once into fair territory and be a double for Riley Jepson. And the Glacier Range Riders faithful, having a lot of murmurs about that 0-2 pitch that wasn't called a strike. Riley Jepson breaks up an 0 for 4 night. He's now 1 for 5 after that double. Derek Colba has had a great night thus far. 2 for 4, 2 strikeouts, but 2 singles as well for the right fielder. He also made that great play in foul territory to snag that ball down the right field line a few innings ago. First pitch misses. Count goes to 1-0. 1 run scored by Colbush today. 6-3 is our score here. Top of the ninth, and nobody out. Runner on second for the Great Falls Voyagers. They lead by 3. Colbush swings out of his shoes, and count goes to 1-1. Voyagers again wearing their road blacks. I don't know if they have any alternates on the road. I think they'll just keep it to the black jerseys with red lettering and green numbering. Foul ball. Count goes to 1-2 now. Steinford and the rest of these Range Riders rocking their home whites once again. We'll see those tomorrow night. Before Friday night, the boys break out the Jammer Reds. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Then Steinford getting himself a swinging strikeout for out number 1. Chris Monroe steps up. Monroe has had a good game. Double and a single. First pitch swung on. It's too short. Dennison fields. Dennison throws. And it's a nice play from Mason Dennison to get out number 2. I think that one might have touched the glove of Austin Steinford, so call it a 1-6-3 ground out. Jepson moves up. He gets to third on that. Crack. Now out comes Michael Deeb. Deeb 1 for 3 today. Last time up, he broke his bat and flew out to Dawson Day. This one skips in the dirt. Count goes to 1-0. Final line for Nate Thomas is 1 inning pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned, but he did strike out for the 3 outs that he got. 3 Ks, no walks. 1-0 pitch with 2 outs and a runner on third. Misses outside. Count goes to 2-0. Probable tomorrow night for the Glacier Range Riders is Andrew Stout. This one's hit to second, fielded by Cash. The throw to first is in time for out number 3. So Jepson gets himself a double, but he's left stranded 90 feet away. The last chance for the Glacier Range Riders is when we return. the last chance for the Glacier Range Riders is on the arm of Montana Quigley, one of the best closers in the Pioneer League. Steps out to make another appearance for the Great Falls Voyagers. Montana Quigley, his 28th appearance, a 4-0 record, and 9 saves. If he were able to get 3 outs without allowing 3 runs, it would be his 10th save of the year. Go and check out pitching stats, and only Reynolds of Grand Junction has more saves than Montana Quigley. First pitch is fouled off by Brody Wofford. Count goes to 0-1. 12 hits by the Great Falls Voyagers, 4 for the Range Riders. Due up for the Range Riders with their last chance: Wofford, Mccabe, and Livingston Morris. Let's go Brody chant breaking out. The 0-1. Misses low. Count goes to 1-1 for Wofford here. Become a staple for this Range Rider squad, and especially with his past couple weeks of play, he has become a fan favorite. 1-1. It's swung on, and it's a foul ball. I think that caught a piece of Wofford, who's limping around there currently. Don't know exactly where that got him. Count is 1-2 as Wofford is holding his knee a little bit, so maybe he felt that right on the knee bone, but he's already setting up in the box. Olson double checks with him to make sure that he's okay. A 1-2 pitch coming in from Quigley to Wofford. Misses off the plate. Count goes to 2-2. No outs here. Wofford, we know he's got home run power, but a home run doesn't do much. Just needs to make sure he doesn't get out. This one's a foul ball up and out of play. Two. That one went right off of home plate. That's why it took kind of a funky hop there. Count goes full to 3-2. If Wofford walks, that is perfectly okay. Something has to come of this here. A payoff pitch. Swung on, a high fly ball. It's foul. We do 3-2 again. Crowd here with that foul ball on 3-2, getting a little life into it. Recognizing the fight from their first baseman. Another 3-2 coming in. Quigley sets on the mound, fires, and he'll miss. Ball 4. Wofford reaches. And right now, I think Nick Hogan's looking at his bench. Double checking, especially after Wofford got hit. Maybe this is a point where you look to the possibility of a pinch runner just to minimize a chance of Wofford getting thrown out on the base pass. And I'm looking down, I'm seeing Hogan stare intensely at his bench, but because Wofford doesn't represent a tying run, as we get a swing and a miss from Mccabe, count goes to 0-1. Because he doesn't represent a tying run, not going to use the bullet in the chamber here, but he keeps on turning around and looking at the bench. Maybe he's thinking about that, maybe not. He does have Isaiah Henry there as a pinch hitting option. That one misses low. Count goes to 2-0. For Quigley, one of the reasons for his success is he blows up the strike zone. 25 strikeouts to just 6 walks now on the season. The 1-1. A called strike. Count goes now 1-2. The biggest scoring play of the day for the Glacier Range Riders is off the bat of this man. A Oppo double down the right field line that landed in fair territory. With 2 outs, the runners were going, and they scored from first and second. A 1-2. Swung on and missed. Mccabe comes up empty. And Livingston Morris will step up. Not representing the tying run. He would cut the deficit to 1 if he was able to put one over the fence, and it's not too far-fetched to think that he can do that. Last time up, ripped it 116 off the bat to the tune of 440 feet away from home plate. First pitch swinging, and he is not able to match that one with some contact. Count goes to 0-1. Bottom of the 9th here, runner on first, 1 out. An 0-1 pitch coming from Montana Quigley to Livingston Morris. Swung on and missed again. He's behind 0-2. An 0-2 pitch. Misses low. Good Wednesday night crowd here making it out to the ballpark. I assume the numbers will shoot a little bit higher over the next couple days. Thursday and Friday night usually do great. Friday night has been our best attended night thus far. People love to watch the Range Riders play in those Jammer Reds. The 1-2 with 1 out and a runner on first. The pitch, just a piece of it, grabbed by Livingston Morris. He stays alive. Tell you, somebody responded to a tweet earlier, to the tweet of his home run that I had. Somebody called him Mighty Mo. And I do like that nickname for Livingston Morris. 1-2, swung on, back to Quigley. And it was rooted at his feet before he eventually made the throw over to first. Decided to just eat the run at second, or eat the out at second, allow Wofford to reach, and the Range Riders are down to their last out. Quick conversation at the mound. I think that was Anthony Becerra Lopez that came in and had a conversation. He is listed as a player coach. The first time I've seen a player coach listed on a roster. Wofford sits at second base. You see him in the backdrop of this baseball painting on your screen. Looking right at him is Quigley. Ryan Cole at the plate. First pitch, swung on and missed. Cole on the night, 0 for 3. 2 flyouts to left field and a strikeout swinging for the Notre Dame graduate. Another look from Quigley to Wofford. The 0-1. Swung on. Down the first baseline, but foul. Third baseline, excuse me. Foul. Count goes 0-2. 2 outs. The Range Riders down to their final out of this Wednesday night affair against the Great Falls Voyagers. A loss here would take the season record to 4-12 against Great Falls. Put them down 2-0 in this 6-game series against the Voyagers. 0-2. Swung on and into the glove of Matt Olson for out number 3. And that is how it ends, with a strikeout on the foul tip. And the final score of this contest is 6-3 in favor of the Great Falls Voyagers. Let's go over some of the players that made it happen. The winning pitcher tonight is Breon Pooler. What an outing from him. Pooler, just 2 earned runs against him in the first inning of play. And since that first inning, he was spectacular. 5 innings clean after 1, and 7 strikeouts to no walks. On the other side, Kevin Kyle does not pick up the loss. The loss will go to Dawson Day. Kevin Kyle allowed 2 earned runs over 5 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Dawson Day, 2 earned runs and 4 strikeouts and 1 walk. Both Nate Thomas and Austin Steinford threw an inning. Nate Thomas allowed 2 earned runs but had 3 strikeouts. Steinford had 1 strikeout in his 1 inning of work. The save goes to Montana Quigley, his 10th of the season, now tied for the most in the Pioneer League. And Brad Demko was the man that held it over between Pooler and between Pooler and Quigley. Demko threw 2 innings, allowed 1 earned run off the Livingston Morris solo blast. Offensively, where did the storylines take us? Well, as of right now, I can tell you that the emphasis for the Great Falls Voyagers, in terms of RBIs, it's Will Olson and Colin Runge. A 2-run blast from Runge. Olson had a 2 RBI double. 2 doubles for him on the game. Multi-hit performances from Olson, Colbush, and Chris Monroe. On the other side, it was multi-RBI performance from Eddie Mccabe, who had that 2 RBI double. Livingston Morris, of course, the solo blast to bring in the other run. But the Range Riders, just 4 hits total. McCabe, Morris, Cash, and Dennison all come up with hits today. Not much more to say about this one, a contest that goes against the Glacier Range Riders. After winning their 2 weekend games on Saturday and Sunday, they have now suffered their 2nd straight defeat. 6-3, the final score here at Flathead Field. We hope to see you tomorrow night, either on the stream or at the stadium. 7:05 Mountain Time, first pitch. Again, tomorrow night, Friday night, and Saturday night, all 7:05 first pitches. Please feel free to join us for any one of those contests. You can also check out these 2 squads rounding out this 6-game series at 1:05 on Sunday. Final score, 6-3. Great Falls takes down the Glacier Range Riders. My name is Scott Gladstone. So happy that you could join us tonight. Please have a great rest of your night, and stay safe out there.